At para mapag-usapan pa natin ang mas mabuti ang winner-take-all match sa pagitan ng FEU Tamaraws at ng Ateneo Blue Eagles kanina. At siyempre ang sinasabi nilang dream finals, at least dream yan, ng mga tenista at ng mga nasalista, siyempre sa pagitan ng Ateneo at Lasal. Makakasama natin ang basketball analyst at vlogger na si Enzo Flojo. Welcome back to The Score, Enz.
Hey, Tids.
Okay, what a game.
Yes.
What a
wow,
way.
what a game. What a finish.
What a Final Four series. Yung two games na yun, both separated just by 1 point. 62-61 game 1, and then ito naman nag-overtime.
69-68.
69-68. Coming into the game, would you agree na FEU daw ang may momentum kasi they upset Ateneo in game 1, they took it in a dramatic way, and Ateneo was under the pressure?
Definitely. FEU, when they won that first game in their series with Ateneo, they definitely had a lot of good momentum going in. They didn't beat Ateneo in the elims, but they did so in the Final Four, which regained their confidence. They have a more veteran crew, and a lot of pressure was on Ateneo since Ateneo was a higher seed. And this is something that was tweeted earlier today. I think most of the third seeds who won the first game
7 out of 9
actually went on to win that second game as well. So definitely history was on the side of the Tamaraws as well heading into today's big game.
That's wild. So yun ang sabi ni Enzo, just to reiterate, 9 times nangyari na yung lower seed na number 3, tinalo yung number 2 in game 1, and 7 out of those 9 times,
nanalo pa yung third
they
seed.
go on to upset. So grabe yung odds favoring FEU in that respect. But so we saw the first quarter much better, obviously, in terms of overall quality in the first quarter, or the first half in general of the first game. So when you saw that rhythm, that running, swinging back and forth, nobody led by more than 5 or 6 points, anong pakiramdam mo sa larong yan?
Well, the texture of the game was really, this is going to be a very close game. It's going to go down the wire. I don't think any team kanina was able to really put together a big run that gave them a really sizable lead or sizable margin. And I think it's a testament to the coaching staff also on both sides. They were able to adjust mid-game to whatever the other team was trying to throw at them. You could see that, in particular, Ateneo was shifting to a zone defense throughout the game. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But that's the kind of chess match that we witnessed between Coach Tab Baldwin and Coach Nash Rosella kanina.
Fourth quarter, pumasok lamang Ateneo ng 4. Very similar a little bit to game 1. First game na lamang sila ng 7. Anong nakita mo nung start ng fourth quarter? Ano naging pakiramdam mo sa game na yun? Mauulit ba? Nahahabol ang FEU? Or do you think Ateneo would have by that time learned their lesson and step on the gas and pull away?
Well, definitely FEU being the defending champions and being one of the top teams in the league, you could already see it from a mile away that this is a team that's not going to take this lying down. They're going to make and mount a rally late in the game. And that's exactly what they did. And even Coach Tab acknowledged it post-game. He said na, we knew that they would make a run. And, I acknowledge the players for withstanding that kind of run.
Okay. And towards the end, we saw a dramatic finish. Nag-overtime pa siya. 66 all. We almost saw a 30 Ravenna game winner. That end game, what struck you from that end game and how it ended up being all tied at 66 all?
Well, I think it was a pretty well drawn up play actually by Coach Tab. They gave the ball back to 30. He drove strong to the left baseline, and I think he had a pretty good look at the basket. Of course, the defense of FEU was still able to
Rizzo was still
they were still there in the play. I thought it was a very makeable basket, but I guess 30 just, he didn't make it.
But the previous play before that, kung di yung nagkakamali, parang 20-something seconds, last possession dapat ng FEU, shot clock was off. Do you think Arong drove too early?
I think he drove a little too early. I think he might have been able to make a few seconds more and then make a better decision afterwards. But ang hirap din, it's hard to second guess these players in those kinds of situations. Kasi, of course, pressure is mounting. It's literally a do or die game, and one basket could mean a finals entry for your team, or you get booted for the season. So those decisions weigh on you as a player.
Saka hirap bata itong mga to. Normally in the pros, you'll see that pag tabla, final seconds, walang shot clock. Ano lang yan, tawag natin yan, tabla panalo You have it, take the last shot, literally, at least with 3 seconds to go, para may tip in na lang, pero pumasok siya with 7 seconds to rin, na rebound pa, 3.7. But anyway, Ravenna missed, we went into overtime. Boy, I think it's the lowest scoring overtime I've ever seen.
5 points total for both teams, So, the first half of the game was very watchable, fast-paced, very enjoyable to watch. The second half in the overtime, very defensive oriented.
Grind out na
it's a grinded out game, and that's also beautiful in a sense. You see great defensive plays on both ends. But I guess the fact na low scoring siya in the overtime, it highlights even more the heroics of the players on both sides in the end game, especially si Isaac, who, wow, he's a sophomore, but he came up big time for Ateneo today.
Well, before we talk about Isaac, for FEU, they had a chance. They took the lead in overtime
Yes, they
on
did.
their lone field goal. Si Denison
Ron
pa
Denison,
ang
who's a
pumunta
defensive specialist.
But would you say that, you know, in those 5 minutes, what can you say about the absence of getting the ball to either Raymar Jose or Monbert Arong, who was hot in that fourth quarter, na siya yung nagpahabol sa kanila?
I think it's a testament to, again, the adjustments. This time on Ateneo's side. No?
Okay.
30 Ravena sacrificed his offense in that overtime to be able to stick like glue to Monbert Arong as much as he could. And that's very difficult to do. Monbert Arong, very shifty guy, very smart basketball player as well. So mahirap gawin yan. But they were able to do that to a certain extent. And I think because they focused too much on defense, medyo nag-sacrifice yung offense ng Ateneo. They had a lot of open shots that they were just not, you know, not sinking in that overtime.
The dramatics couldn't have been written better in terms of Isaac going down with a bloody nose with 3 minutes to go in overtime, and yet finding his way back in the lineup with about a minute or so to go, and then hitting that shot.
That series winning shot.
What can you say about Isaac and how he has, as Coach Tab said, evolved since the first round? He's a totally different player now.
He's an amazing character. I saw him before play for the RP youth team, and to be quite honest, he was a 6'6" kid when he was about 15, 16 years old. Very awkward still at that age, but the way he's grown the past few years, he's now about 6'8". He moves naturally with the ball. What I love about him is he knows his role, and he does it really, really well. He doesn't do a lot of things. So he's not a good ball handler. He don't ask. Whenever he takes an outside shot, I cringe a little bit for the Ateneo fans.
Apparently, may green light siya.
But what he does, which is to wait for the ball around the basket, to rebound the basketball, and to make those putbacks, those few things that he does in his skill set, he does really, really well. That's why I'm so happy about him for.
Well, with this win of Ateneo, and coupled with the last time they met LaSalle, which they beat them. Although a lot of people will say, and even LaSalle will admit, it was partly Ateneo playing great and LaSalle playing horrible. What kind of confidence does Ateneo have coming into a best-of-3 finals against LaSalle?
Well, I think if you're Ateneo, you go into that game with a high level of confidence. Because you beat LaSalle in the second round, yes, you were the only team this year to beat that team. But at the same time, you were able to win against FEU, the defending champions, in a grind-it-out series against a very experienced team, a very good coach in Coach Nash Rosella. So all these factors should make Ateneo a lot more confident heading into the finals. But knowing them and knowing the way Coach Sandy and Coach Tab, the way their minds work, I'm sure they're gonna drill into the Blue Eagles na we're the lower seed. LaSalle's the #1 team. We're confident, yes, but they should not be complacent against LaSalle. Especially, I'm sure LaSalle is waiting for Ateneo. You're salivating at this matchup. And kanina nga si Ben Embala tweeted about having his wish granted. Diba? So that creates a lot of drama and tension, as if we couldn't have enough already between these two schools.
But here's the thing, they only have 2 days to prepare.
Yun
so
lang.
As good as Coach Tab and Coach Sandy are, and these are the scenarios that it's so unique to the UAP, dalawang araw lang paghahanda mo for the best-of-3 finals. And although he's had those situations in FIBA where you only have a day between the semis and the finals. Overnight pa nga. So, all right. Now, postscript first for FEU before talk about LaSalle naman. What kind of a season did they have? How would you grade what Coach Nash was able to do given the fact na 6 yung nawala sa kanyang star players from last year's championship core?
Well, I respect Coach Nash so much. In that FEU program, sobrang tindi, sobrang solid ng program niyan. I think it's a testament to the fact na even if you took away so many veterans from that, so many stars, na nakaabot pa rin sila sa Final Four, and they were literally just a split second away from the finals. It's a testament to the greatness of that program, to the acumen of Coach Nash, and to the talent of these players, and to their determination as well. I think Raymar Jose has really blossomed this season. He's going to be such a great talent moving up into the next stage of his career. I think guys like Axel Inigo, Monbert Arong, Ken Holmqvist even, some of the young guys like Wendell Comboy, Trinidad as well. These guys next year are going to be so solid, and they're going to make FEU again, as if it doesn't happen every season already. They're going to be another title contender again in season 18.
The interesting thing, though, it's been talked about. Nothing's been officially announced, though. That looks like Coach Nash is moving on to the pros, and speculation is the reins will be handed over to one of his assistant, Coach Josh Reyes, possibly now. So we'll see. But congratulations to FEU, a great season. Now, LaSalle. They haven't played in a while. They haven't played since their Final Four win against Adamson last Wednesday. So, 10 days off? But 10 days of rest and preparation. For the first 7 days, they didn't know who to prepare for. Kind of awkward, right? Hindi mo pwedeng paghanda kung sino, di ba? Just sharpening your tools, what you have. But now that they're going up against Ateneo, how do they match up? They demolished him in round 1. Lost against him in round 2. So, anong mindset kayong papasok yung para sa LaSalle?
Well, on paper, and in terms of talent level, I think LaSalle's the overwhelming favorite. They match up really well with Ateneo. You look at their bigs, and you got Tratter and Imbala on one side, and they definitely have the advantage against Ike and Vince Tolentino and Isaac Go.
And by the way, Gibo Babilonia was confirmed to have an ACL injury.
He's not coming back anymore. So that's a big blow to the front line of the Blue Eagles. I mean, they had a thin front line to begin with, and without Gibo Babilonia, who's their team captain and veteran as well, medyo mas maraming pressure yan on Ike and Isaac. Of course, you have Geronteng there. You have so many other great players like Kim Montalvo, Thomas Torres. So many guys who can contribute for LaSalle. I think the rest that they had might make them a little rusty.
Which we saw them happen before meeting Ateneo.
Yes,
that was
true,
the Undas break.
Yes, medyo may habang break yun. But knowing Coach Alden and the way he prepares his players, matindi yung ginawa nila over the break that they had after beating Adamson. So I'm sure they're gonna be mentally prepared coming into the game against Ateneo. I'm just not sure if they can get into their rhythm as quickly as they usually do.
Alright, we will see. Dalawang tulog na lang at game 1 na ng UAAP Finals. Enzo, maraming salamat. We'll see you again next time.
Hi guys, keep watching The Score for the latest sports updates, and don't forget to subscribe to the ABS-CBN Sports in Action YouTube channel.